Hi, this is Kai from Kikai Craft, and we are going to swatch Vinta Inks today. Actually, I've swatched these inks already, and I've already recorded a video, but as I was reviewing the video, so it's actually in my swatch book already, but as I was recording the video, as I was editing the video, I saw that there was some shifting in the light, and I didn't want to share that with everyone because I wanted to do the colors justice. And so today I hope that the light is a bit more cooperative and I can swatch these inks and do them justice. So Vinta Inks is a Filipino ink brand. And this is how their boxes look. In fact, you know, even if it is made in the Philippines, you can get these in many shops around the world. And I was quite fortunate to actually get to their shop, their ground zero, so to speak. And maybe I'll share my walk to that store at the end of this video. But the inks come in these boxes. There's a lovely gold embossing on the box. It says Vinta. And it says here that it was established in 2018. And in every box, you will see the name of the ink, how many milliliters it is, and for what use. And also you'll see a bit of an ink swatch, all right? But these ink swatches don't really do it justice. Then on the side, you'll have a little peek at the Vinta Promise. All right, and it's basically tells you that they really want to create good inks for calligraphy and fountain pen use. And they also talk about the Vinta Initiative. Now, the Vinta Initiative is basically a promise from the company that for every bottle of ink that you purchase, bottles range from about 400 to 600 pesos, which would be about maybe $8 to $12 a bottle in the Philippines. So for every bottle that they sell, they will be sharing 50 cents or 25 pesos to Teach for the Philippines, which is an organization that supports students and teachers in the Philippines. And here it says handmade in the Philippines. At the back of the box, you will see a lovely little design on the box. You'll see their logo, and you'll see their contact information, so their websites and where you can see them online. I'm trying to see if you guys can actually see a very clear reading on that. And then on the side of the box, you'll see this print again with their logo right there. At the bottom, you'll see their logo and when they were established. And right on the top of the box, you'll see Take a Dip, which is fun. Vinta, by the way, is a boat that you can, that Filipino fishermen use in certain parts of the Philippines. It's a very colorful boat. So when you open the box, you will see a bottle, and the bottle again it's an amber bottle. It will be sealed well. In fact, it even has a cling wrap wrapped around it. You'll see Vinta Inks. You'll see this one has spilled a little bit. That's entirely my fault. Then you'll see the name of the ink. This is Dugong Bughaw, which is its name in Filipino. And you'll see Blue Blood 1521. Now, what's very interesting with the Vinta Inks is that every ink has a story behind it. And today I will be swatching 10 inks, and I will be sharing the stories of these inks as I swatch them onto my Tomoe River paper notebook, which I have now decided was going to be an ink journal of sorts. Dugong Bughaw has a very lovely sheen, but it has a very strong ink. And so when you use it, you'll see it right there. Please make sure that you know what you're getting yourself into. It sort of reminds me of the nitrogen ink, all right, which actually was a tad bit nicer to me. Okay, so now I have ink everywhere. All right, so let's go ahead and begin swatching. So this is Tomoe River paper. All right, and I have decided from my last exploration that this would be an ink journal, not an ink swatch book. So not all of my inks will make it here, but those that are quite important or have special meaning will find their way to these pages. And Vinta, because it is Filipino made and because they are just so pretty, will definitely have a place in this notebook. I'll be swatching 10 inks with you, and as I go through the inks, I'll tell a bit of the story. So we're going to start off with these two inks. These two inks are called Karol and Bisperas. Actually, this is Karol as in Karol Red, Karol 1990, and this is Vesper Blue 1669 or Bisperas 1669. And these two inks are Christmas inks. In fact, they have 3 Christmas inks. This Karol was first released in 2021 along with a green Christmas ink, and this Bisperas was released in 2022 all on its own. Now these inks are only available from October to December, which matches our Christmas season in the Philippines. Truth be told, it's a little late because our Christmas season really starts in September in the Philippines, and so they're about a month late to the Christmas party, so to speak, but I guess they are worth the wait. I just checked the Vinta site. Today is January 2023. I just checked the Vinta site earlier just to have a look again for the name of the green ink, and these inks are no longer available. So I guess they really keep to their schedule that they are only available at certain times of the year. Now we're going to start with Karol 1990, and Karol is a red ink with gold shimmer. So what I'm trying to do right now is I'm just trying to incorporate that shimmer back into the ink because it does have a tendency to settle to the bottom. Well, actually you're not supposed to shake it this vigorously, but it really got stuck. Okay, so Karol 1990 is a red ink with gold shimmer that pays homage to a very, ooh, so bubbly, a very popular song in the Philippines, and it's played every Christmas. This song is Christmas in Our Hearts, and it was written and sang by Jose Marie Chan, and it was first released in 1990, so the name Karol 1990. So we're going to go ahead and swatch it here. All right, let's just dip it a bit. I'm using a brass ornament nib because this nib really shows off very funky properties of the ink. All right, there we go. And of course, I want to write the name of the ink right beside it, and for that I'll be using my Kakimori nib because it is a very nice nib for writing. All right, so this is Karol. $19.90. All right, and this is how it looks when you use it. There we go. And let's go ahead and draw lines with it. Okay, it's a very vivid red. Okay, and I'll leave just a little space in case I will use it with other pens, just so that I have a place to write with it. using fountain pens. And so let me just bring you in a little closer. All right. Okay, so you'll see that it is starting to show off its shimmer. It has a very nice gold shimmer. All right, next, let me just fix my nibs for a second. Okay, so next up will be our Bisperas. 1 second. Clean it so the inks don't mix. All right, so Vesper Blue has a bit of shimmer as well. So what you want to do with shimmer inks is you want to agitate them a bit so that the shimmer goes back into the ink. So let me just move it a bit so you can see. All right, let's bring you in. Okay, so Bisperas 1669 or Vesper Blue again was released in 2022 as a Christmas ink. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and swatch it in. Wow. All right. It's sort of like a teal blue. There we go. And it's this particular ink was called Vesper Blue 1669 because it wants to bring awareness or attention to a very popular Christmas tradition in the Philippines. So Philippines is predominantly a Catholic country, and one of the traditions that people have is what's called Simbang Gabi. And Simbang Gabi is like 9 days when people go for midnight mass, and the 9th day is usually, well, is Christmas Eve. And so this is some sort of like a devotion activity of Filipino Catholics. And the first Simbang Gabi was in 1669. Okay. Bisperas 1669. Right? It's a very, very nice blue. It actually makes me think of our Christmas star decorations, which we usually hang outside our house during Christmas time. Okay, so you can already see, wow, this is nice. It has a red sheen and some gold shimmer. All right, let's move forward to what's called the Heritage Collection. Now, Heritage Collection is quite a few, but I only have 2. One is even a sample, which was very nicely gifted to me by the Vinta Ink shop. So we have Damili and we have Ubi from this collection. So let's start with Vinta Damili. So Vinta Damili 1572 is sort of like an orange-red color, and this wants to bring awareness to a place in the Philippines called Vigan. Vigan is in Ilocos Sur, and it is known for its beautiful architecture. And It is Damili 1572 because in the year 1572, the Spanish colonizers to the Philippines were first brought to Ilocos. So this was like their first time to see Ilocos. And so, just like what I said, all Vinta inks have a little either historical or cultural background or backstory. Okay, so let's go for Vinta Damili. Let's see how it looks. This place is a UNESCO World Heritage Site already because of its beautiful architecture. Look at that. Oh, this is a very nice color. This is one of my favorite colors of all the inks that I got from the shop. Look at that. It's very vibrant. It's very strong. And it's just very eye-catching. Okay, let's go ahead and write its name. Damili 1572. All right. I like this color quite a bit. I suppose it has something to do also with the fact that it is it refers to vegan Ilocos. This is one of my favorite places because well, one of the reasons is that our family has ties to this province. Oh no. All right, so again, very vibrant, very strong colors. Okay, that's very pretty. It also makes me think of sunsets and fire. Okay, so the first three look very nice and pretty. Let's now move forward to Ubi. Now, Ubi, or Mulberry in English, it's Ubi 1663. All right. 1663 here refers to the year that Philippines won Mindanao back from the Spanish colonizers. And this is not said on the site, but I am thinking that perhaps they used this color of a very popular food or dessert in the Philippines to go with this year, because purple does refer to royalty. It actually says that on their site, that purple refers to royalty. And I want to imagine that perhaps the reason they use this year to match with this, apart from the fact that Bughaw Seas is actually also called Mindanao Sea. I suppose another reason is that they want to refer to the fact that when the Spanish colonizers came to the Philippines, they were not discovering a new place really, but rather they were capturing people who had a great culture already. All right, let's write this in. Ubi, okay, 1663. Okay. Now, even if this does not have any shimmer or shine, it's a very nice purple. And it doesn't say it has shading, but you can see for yourself that there is a little bit of shading going on. Okay, now don't mind those drops. I managed to drop a bit of Bisperas on the paper. Okay, speaking of Bisperas, let's just have a look at the pretty inks. All right. Okay, now let's move on. Okay. Bisperas 1669, right? It's a very, very nice blue. It actually makes me think of our Christmas star decorations, which we usually hang outside our house during Christmas time. So let's go for Lakbay first. All right, so Lakbay 1861, otherwise known as Sea and Sky, is a light teal, like a light bluish teal color. And this one I think has, yep, has a little bit of shimmer, so we need to sort of incorporate it back into the ink. Okay, hopefully it doesn't create too much bubbles. Okay. So this is kind of important when you're dealing with shimmer inks, is to incorporate it back, and you'll know because you won't see the shimmer at the bottom. Okay, so Lakbay is based on a Lola Basyang story entitled Kapatid ng Tatlong Maria. And this is about a boy who was tasked by his father to look for his 3 sisters. And Maria, or Maria, is a name that a lot of Filipino girls have. And it basically, yeah, so it's basically like a generic story, like you would say Mary, I suppose, would be sort of like a generic name. All right, so let's get you into it. All right, and it is Lakbay 1861 because the author of these Lola Basyang stories, his name is Severino Reyes. He was born in 1861, so this is like a nod to him. This feels like a slightly drier ink than the ones that we have been using in this collection. You can see it, it's a bit tricky to get the ink flowing from the nib. Okay, and it sort of feels like, yeah, you have to exert some effort to get it on the paper. So much so that I feel like I've scratched the Tomoe River paper a bit. Okay. All right, so we'll leave that. So Lakbay is Lakbay actually means journey also. So I suppose it is the journey of the young boy. And the color combination for this, which would be the light bluish teal and the red shimmer or sheen. I think it's more of a shimmer, like some, yeah, I can see it in the ink. It's a red shimmer traveling with the ink. So that's supposed to represent land. Okay, so this is like a journey through the water and the sea. Okay, so let's go and check Lakambini. Lakambini also means maiden. All right, let's move you up just a little bit. There we go. And this is the Maiden 1950 or Lakambini 1950, and as you can see, it's going to be a pink color. And this is based on a fairy tale entitled Ang Binibining Tumalo sa Hari, or the maiden who outwitted the king. And this story is about a slave's daughter who managed to outwit a king and marry the king's son. Okay, and it's Lakambini 1950 because 1950 was the year that the Lola Bashang stories were first serialized as a radio drama show. Okay, so that was the year when you could hear it on the radio. These inks are a little thin. They feel a little thin, much like Lakbay. Okay, and this particular ink is pink with a bit of like brown shading, I feel. Okay, and some gold shimmer. All right, let's write that in. Lakambini. All right, 1950. Okay, let's see how it looks with squiggles, with lines. It is a very nice color. I like this color quite a lot. You see a little bit of purple on it too. All right, so that is Lakambini or the Maiden 1950. Let's move forward and go into the Carnival collection. So again, these inks that I have, it's just a fraction of their collections. They have a lot of inks in their collection, and you just have to go to their website. It's Inks by Vinta, and you can see such a vast collection of inks. All right, so from the Carnival collection, we have two. We have the Vinta Maskara and the Vinta Sirena. So I think we will start with the Sirena. Okay, so Sirena 1952, otherwise known as Sirena, actually. Sirena means mermaid. All right, and so this ink pays homage to one of our more popular comic characters. She is a mermaid. Her name is Jezebel, and she was created by Mars Ravilo. Okay, and okay, here we go. And this comic series was serialized in 1952, hence Sirena 1952. Okay, let's just try to make that a better circle. Okay. And then let's write the name. Okay, Sirena. All right, that's a little better. Okay, 1952. All right. It's a bit of a light green. Okay, and if you can see, it has like some pink undertones going for it. And a little bit of gray too, which makes for a very interesting green. Looks very nice with the pink right on top of it. Okay, and then let's have Maskara. So Maskara 1890, otherwise known as violet. Again, if you see me using a vial, that's most likely because the ink was a gift to me by the place. So when you purchase from the Vinta Ink shop, which is called Everything Calligraphy in the Philippines, they give you a few sample vials every so often. Okay, so Vinta Maskara 1890, okay, was all right, I think it's sort of it reminds us of this festival that they have in the Philippines called Negros. Okay, and all right, let me just fix it. And this place in the Philippines was divided into two by the Spanish colonizers. The Spaniards were in the Philippines for 300 years, so they did quite a lot of things in the Philippines. Okay, and one of the things they did was divide the Negros area into two, the Negros Oriental, which is the Eastern Negros, and Negros Occidental, which is the Western Negros. And 1890 was the year that the Spaniards split this region into these two provinces. Okay, so let's go ahead and write that in. Again, this ink is a lot of the Vinta inks actually feel quite thin. Okay, so they're not very viscous, but they are very pretty. All right, so Maskara 1890. Right, let's see how it looks. Again, very pretty. Let's try a few squiggly lines. So this is more of a shading ink, much like Sirena, but this would be more of a purple with a little bit of blue going for it. All right, so that's quite nice. It's a little different from the ubi because the ubi is a very solid color. Let me just show ubi to you. So ubi is a very solid purple, and Maskara is a little bit lighter and it has some shading. Let me see if I can increase the brightness of this. All right, so we're down to the last two. And the last two are from the original collection. Okay, and these inks have been in the Vinta collection for quite from the beginning, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so we will have the Vinta La Union 1971. Now this ink is a very pretty ink, I have to say. It's a very dark pink, almost like a burgundy magenta thing, and I think that it matches pretty well with the Pantone color of the year, the Viva Magenta. And this is called La Union 1971 because, unknown to quite a lot of Filipinos, we do have vineyards in the Philippines, and they can be found in La Union. And the first vineyard, well, one of the first vineyards that were set up, this is a pretty wet ink, was set up in 1971, hence the name. Look at that. Actually, one of my pens is inked with this right now. Okay. All right, so let's write that in. Keep on closing it. Okay, let's write that in. This is quite a wet ink. It doesn't become super dry on the nib. See, it's very nice. Okay. I think it's quite a sweet, vivid color. Look at that. Okay, let's try to draw squiggles. Very pretty. It is very pretty. And very wet, actually. Okay, and then let's go for the last one. The last one is our Vinta Blue Blood 1521. Oh, it goes everywhere. All right, so this is called Dugong Bughaw, or Royal Blood, or Blue Blood. And it has 1521 because that was when the Spaniards came to the Philippines and said they discovered the Philippines, and they colonized our country for quite a long time. And much like ubi, I suppose this was one way of the ink makers to sort of claim back the narrative that, you know what, when the Spaniards came, they didn't really discover the Philippines. The Philippines was already there. We had a very rich culture. We had royalty. We had a whole system going on for us. And they came and they thought that they would colonize us. When in fact, and colonize us and civilize us. When in fact, we had quite a good system working for us already. And I suppose this was the ink maker's way of saying, no, you came and you colonized royalty. There were a lot of pockets, of course, of rebellion, and eventually we were able to claim our country back, but that was still 300 years. Okay. Dugong Bughaw, or Blue Blood. All right, so quite a long name, but it is a very pretty ink, and so I don't mind that it is showcased quite a bit because of how long the name is. All right, let's go ahead, put that in. Make sure that it is sealed because it is, I don't know, I seal it all the time I try it, but it just sticks everywhere. I'm pretty sure it doesn't get jostled in my storage system, and yet when I take it out, it always feels like it sort of spilled a bit. And I don't know how it would spill, considering that it's quite secure where it is. Okay, so there we have it, my 10 inks from the Vinta collection. Let's see if we can, okay, bring you out just a little bit. All right, here you go. We have again Karol 1990, which is a very pretty red. So these are the two Christmas colors that I have. They're only available from October to December, so if you want to have some of these inks, I think you should get it during those times. We have Damili, okay, very pretty. We have Ubi. Okay, Damili has red and orange going for it. Ubi has a little bit of shading, but it's a very nice dark purple. Then we have Lakbay, all right, which is blue with a red shimmer. Then we have Lakambini, which is a very pretty pink with some purple going for it and some gold sheen. We have Sirena and Maskara, both lovely shading inks. Then we have La Union, which is a very pretty pink, very dark, deep magenta pink color. And we have Dugong Bughaw, which when dry, I think you can see it already actually, has a very, very pretty sheen going for it. So you see it sort of reflected in the light already. Yeah, it's a very nice color. I like it. Okay, so there we have it, the 10 Vinta inks that I currently have in my collection. I hope that you enjoyed some of the storytelling that happened this afternoon as I swatched these into my swatch journal. Okay, this is Kai from Kikai Craft. Do like, comment, subscribe if you like this kind of content. Leave me a hi or hello below if you've tried these inks and liked them, and if you have any recommendations as to what other inks I should get from the Vinta collection. Please do share so that I would be a bit more familiar with those inks, and maybe other people will be interested to know about those inks too. All right, I'll see you guys. Bye.